Hi Leo, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I do want to thank you so much for your amazing presence. I hope you're doing well, but I do want to remind you that this is general and it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you're guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it, but I more than appreciate the likes, comments, and subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. But let's do some shuffling and pull some Light Seers Tarot. Didn't feel drawn to pull any oracles for you. Or for us, if you're new, I'm a Leo sun. But I do see the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups at the split deck. I feel like you're glowing in the next 48 in a very peaceful manner. I feel like people seem to assume or just already know that you know what you're doing. There's a feeling of you being very experienced in your field, or just could be more than one situation that you're wrapped up with or beginning at this time. I feel like knowing what you're doing, bear with me, is making somebody nervous. Interesting. I like the way you do what you do is what I'm hearing, but I do feel like there's a moment or two where you're going to need to step away from your work due to background noise, due to someone of annoyance, or just energy in general. It could just be a spiritual messing with kind of situation. Could be more than one thing, but I also feel like there's thoughts, excuse me, in regards to what you've left behind. What wasn't meant to last didn't, and you cannot second guess that, period. But there's a feeling of spirit pulling you or pushing you towards what you need to be wrapped up with in the next 48 for true levels of purposefulness, all right? Whether there's something you would miss otherwise in that situation, that location, or to steer clear of an energy shift in a situation, or just what feels like an unhealthiness coming to be at home, at work, you name it. Could just be where you just migrated to. But I do feel like there's true levels of motivation in the next 48, and there's no shortage of passion and accomplishing what you need to. But I feel like with those two there, not everything's black and white. They're saying question things, but don't overthink it. I did see the Ace of Swords, so there's the possibility for a new beginning for oneself in the next 48, but also just try to silence your mind to the best of your ability. I know it's not going to be 100% easy, especially for those of which who hear spirit quite clearly in that sense. But look at that. Once again, you're glowing through the balancing act that you feel is inevitable, right? But I feel like you're making oneself proud by getting things done and not excluding self-care from your routines. Beautiful. And that's part of why you're glowing so nicely. And I feel like people are acknowledging the fact that you're good looking. People might even be a bit jealous. I feel like you're going to meet somebody new in the next 48 for a lot drawn to the reading, and they're very, very nice. And this is going to be refreshing. This is going to remind you why you left a situation behind and why you made a big change in the recent past. Or it could be further back for you specifically. But I feel like through learning, you're preparing oneself for levels of victory. But I feel like there are moments in the next 48 where you stutter, and it's almost this moment where you're asking oneself at certain points, why did I just get nervous? Energy, my friend, energy. You never know what kind of spirit is joining you or just has been with you for that point in the day or for a portion of the day. But I feel like people love you, all right? And I feel like you're thinking about the lack there or a love in your life at this time. But I do sense that first impressions mean wonders, and that's taking a highlight in regards to the impression you're leaving on people in the beginning of meeting them in the next 48, but in potentially thinking back to new beginnings with connections, right, in your life up until this point along your path, but also the impression that people are leaving on you, right? I feel as if you're very, very intuitive being drawn to this reading, and so and also I feel like a lot of you can pick up on energy quite efficiently or just read it, sense it. And so when you're meeting somebody new in the next 48, trust that feeling, trust your intuition, especially when it comes to new information coming in at this time, what you're being told. Just trust your intuition. You know more than meets the eye, and it doesn't mean you need to speak upon it, but I just feel like you need to utilize that to your advantage all the meanwhile, all right? 441, look up that angel number, meaning 441. You might feel a little bit restless at certain points. Reground oneself, meditate. Don't question your thoughts on something. But I feel like you're going to be pushed to question something at a certain point, And this could frustrate you. This could frustrate you. I feel like spiritual messing with is taking place even if you're not aware of it, right? That's why things feel a little bit awkward at a certain point. But look at this. Naturally, you're being viewed as one wise, kind of bold, at times overly serious kind of soul. One who has the eyes of an old soul, all right? So I feel like the gateway to your soul, your eyes are telling a story in of it themselves, okay? I feel like that was bad wording, but it's as if you've been through more than you would ever begin to speak upon or want to admit. And so Spirit's saying, it's okay, right? But don't try to hide the fact that you've been through a lot. Why is that coming through? I feel like even what you've been through, there's going to be a reminder of the fact that what you've been through up until this point along your path, the ups and downs, the disappointments, the horrible endings, I want to say, in connections, living situations, jobs, even, has prepared you for what you're being wrapped up with in the next 48. And you'll see exactly how that's coming into play. They're saying clear your voice and get it out there. It is so damn important. So damn important. As well, look up the angel number meaning of 611, 611. I really do feel like there's going to be moments in the next 48, Leo, where you do look into the camera, or you look into the mirror, or multiple reflections of oneself, and you just are thinking, I'm looking really good. I'm looking really good. And I feel like you're a vibe in and of itself. And that just is very likable to those who tune into your online work, or who you work with, who you're meeting, who you're continuing to connect with. I just feel like you have so much passion, but it doesn't overwhelm people. Even if you think it might, I feel like you're on point in certain ways, and you need to remember that. You need to trust that. You need to trust oneself. You've been making the right choices even if you don't think so, right? And I feel like you're being truly missed by one, if not multiple people at a distance. But I feel like the distance is purposeful in Spirit's eyes. They're also saying you're doing much better. You're doing much better. I feel like things are going to get busy for you, but it's going to leave you with so much victory. They're showing me, if you could see the cards on the table, I made a bit of a pyramid out of them. It's not perfect, but I feel like there's a reminder that something's growing for you. A foundation is working in your favor. And I feel like people love what you have to say, what you're creating, developing. Even if your voice shakes, even if you slip up, even if you get nervous at certain points, again, it could be someone else's energy or a spirit joining you or multiple. It's so imperative that you get your voice out there and you do what you have to do when you feel intuitively guided to do it, or you just get that push from Spirit, okay? There's again a sense of being pushed and pulled in different directions in the next 48 by Spirit, by other people, by one's intuition. But it feels like through it all, you're very, very successful, all right? And just remember, everything happens for a reason. You're going to remember that. I was using this for a money and career read, but I feel like it's a bit of a fast-paced next 48, but you won't feel as stressed as somebody else would in your shoes, in your situation. Prioritizing, multitasking. This is the vibe of your next 48. Listen to what's being told, what people are telling you, informing you, or teaching you, but don't take it so seriously that you discard your own individual way of doing something, or what you already know, or what you were planning to do. Does that make sense? You're gonna have to apply that to your own situation. I know for me, I'm gonna be training for a new job, but there's just an importance to you staying authentically true to oneself and the way you've learned over time to do something, or just what you already know, all right? But I do feel like we're moving towards happier days, and I feel like more financial stability all the meanwhile. But I feel like what you produce and develop, what you've been watering, it's leaving you with less energy at times, but more passion and more success. I feel like people are applauding you. Good job, Leo. We're so damn proud of you. We're happy you haven't given up. And there's a reminder in the next 48 at certain points what you did give up on. It was right. You were right, okay? It wasn't meant to be pursued any longer, whether that was a connection, could be more than one situation that you're being pushed to think about, could have been a job or multiple living situation. They're saying a move of residence for some. Everything is happening as it's meant to, and you need to remember that. It's the next 48 that highlights the fact that you deserve the victory that's coming to be. You deserve the attention, the praise, the love that's flowing towards you all the meanwhile. You deserve all of the purposeful changes and guidance coming to be. But again, the next 48 highlights the fact that you need to be trusting your intuition through it all. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Definitely go enjoy your next 48, and I'll see you next time.